Hey, and welcome to 3D HP. Welcome back, everybody. Look, we're going to print this today on my Uniformation GK2 8K resin printer. There, I got it out of my mouth. And we're using Sunlu resin. They haven't sponsored this. They haven't sent me the resin. I've been buying it off Amazon. And I'm going to show you real quick the packaging on this bottle, and then we'll get going. When you buy this resin, check this out. It is like super protected in bubble paper, and then that's inside another bag, and it comes with, where they at? There's filters here somewhere. Oh, here they are. And it comes with extra filters for straining your resin. And bottle looks like this. Be sure you shake it up really good. Wear your glasses, wear your gloves. We'll get into it right after this. Alrighty, Warhammer by Sanix. See how the parts came out. Got some more to print. Yeah, when I printed this the first time, all the stuff on the very end on the left side there had failed. So I stopped the print and it was like, I don't know, 2 inches tall, 3 inches tall. And I cleaned the vat, re-wiped down the plate, and then I used my Rain-X on the fat before I put the resin back in, and I restarted the same print, and then it went fine. So it's had a little bit too much suction, I guess. But yeah. Get all them supports stripped, get it all cleaned up, and start the next one. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Alrighty, got more parts done. See what they look like. I think we got his chest and legs, and then some I don't know, cloth that hangs down off of him, I guess. So I still got to do a head and a mini. So let's get these off the build plate. And like always, I'm going to throw them in mean green first to wash out any excess resin. And I'll clean them up with IPA real well. Strip all the supports and re-clean them with IPA. And I'll take them out in the garage, completely blow them out with my air compressor to dry them out on the inside. Then I'll come in and cure them and we'll be good to go. So, very cool. Okay guys, the model's all done. I've cleaned off the supports. I've washed it in IPA inside and out very well. I took it out in the garage and I've cleaned everything up. I've blown out all my parts, got them completely dry on the parts that I hollowed, and they've been cured. So first off, let's look at Sanix's 3D site, sanix3d.com, and then we'll jump in. I'll show you all the parts and we'll get gluing them together. And here I've clicked all models, as you can see on the screen, and we're going to go down through and we'll take a look at what we're doing today. And here's his war machine. And that's the one that Sanix printed up. And it's a very detailed model. Had a lot of really fine supports I had to clean off of it with a razor knife and a small pair of tweezers. But done a real good job. Go back to all models and kind of scroll through here, and I'm going to kind of see what he has here. But I've been buying models from Sanix STL files for, I don't know, the last 5 or 6 years. I printed a ton of stuff by him. He's a great designer, does great work, him and his team. I assume he has a team because he puts out so much stuff. All these are fan art, so keeping that in mind. That hail there is awesome. But you got a ton of stuff here. Tons and tons. And look, we got 4 more pages. So let's scroll down through and check them out. But if you guys have been looking for some really awesome stuff, some STL files to print, you can do these in FDM or resin with no problem whatsoever. I used to print a lot of them in FDM. I try to do them in resin. But then again, you could also make the base in FDM and do the model in resin if you had a good sized resin printer. Some people like doing miniatures, and some people like scaling them up. Typically, all his STL files, they come pre-sliced for light sheet or cheetah box, or you can get just regular old files with no supports for FDM, usually in 1/8 scale or 10th scale. I typically go to use cheetah box, and I go with the 1/8 scale, and I support them myself. I angle them and support them myself. Check out the 3rd page here. Just amazing work. And I'm on Sanix's Patreon, so I get things when, I randomly, get things when I want to print them. I don't just automatically download everything. But amazing stuff here, guys. I wish he had helmets and more cosplay stuff, which he doesn't, but you never know, maybe in the future. Amazing stuff here at sanix3d.com. Okay, let me switch cameras here. And we'll start checking out some of the parts here. Let's see if I can get in frame. And this one I've hollowed, as you can see, I got the holes in it. I'll find my camera there. Let me readjust that camera. Alright, let's take a look at all the parts here. And this piece here I've hollowed, the chest. Really detailed chains on it. This piece also has been hollowed. Looks amazing. And then here's one of the legs, which has been hollowed. And I went ahead and hollowed these 2 millimeters thick, and they have internal supports. That looks really good. And then on to the arms. Well, I had an issue with the arms, and not an issue with the STL, but when I sliced in cheetah box, I printed everything on my Uniformation GK2 8K resin printer, and the one version of cheetah box I was using didn't have a profile for that printer. So once I had sliced all the models in the build plate, angled them, done everything I needed to do, and hollowed them, put in drain holes, I realized that happened. So I instead of saving it out and importing it into the correct version of cheetah box, I didn't. I brought everything back in manually, kind of got in a hurry. And then when I got to this arm here, it's solid. I printed it solid. I forgot to hollow it. Now you see a hole there. I took a drill and I tried to drill it out. I'm thinking, okay, this has been hollowed. It's got resin in it, and I forgot to put a drain hole in it. So I grabbed my drill, put a hole in it, and then I realized, nope. I went back and looked at the my slicer settings, and yeah, it was solid. So this is a heavy arm. But that was my boo-boo, just getting in a hurry. But came out amazing. Oh, and we got a mini here. Here's a little mini one right here. Whoops. This is on the file also if you like doing minis. There's a mini version of what I'm going to be gluing together. And at the end of the video I'll have close-ups of all these so you can see them really good. But yeah, really cool. Alright. And today when I glue this together, here's what I use. My activator. And the super glue for it. Turn that around so you can read it. There we go. My CA glue with spray activator. And when you put this together, you have to get these tapestries glued on here first. That way everything fits together properly. So I kind of looked at some pictures and seen what went where. And this one goes in the back. So I'll take a little bit of super glue. Get the lid off here. Put a nice blob on there. Stick it in the back of the model. Take my activator. And that's good to go. Then there's one that goes on the front. This right here goes on the front. Right there. Do the same to it. Put that on. It doesn't take that much. I'm kind of over. Okay, this one. Okay, this one. Can I put the package on here? These are not very much. Like I can take one. So between ready ones. You want one next. That's what I do. Hold that in place. And that's good. Another arm. Okay, hold that in place. Straight. That's good. Oh, here, let's put it down. A little tiny here. Oh, right there. Pull it right there. So, glue in head. Pretty good. Okay, now we're to the back of the line college. All right. And there you go. Now one legs. And the glue's on the down. It's done. Body area. Now good. Okay, go over right here. And come on nicely. Of course, I put the camera actually, but I have it. It's amazing. I used to do it glue back around. I'm going to go back down and this. Body roll. And the ball reasonable. Very cool chance. Now let's see where we're better. Yep. We have a finger. Those are tapestries. Let's see if it's a chance on. Right there, it's a chance. Let's see. So I'll go on front, probably 3. Right at these look. 2 in front. And then you got 2 more here. Go slide your shoulders. And down. Okay, that's good. Okay, glue 2 in front. Glue that one, press in place. Hang down. Oh, this one's longer than others. Alright, change that. Double check those. Not all the same. My bad. Oh, they're different. Got a mechanical glue on it. Same there. Go for a spray. Give it some. Next 2 on side to do. Here's one. And one more. And then we'll have a match. Go hands, go down. Yeah, it's not great on this. I'm trying to bring it out. It's going to all here around. That's great. Some great on this. Okay, go wrong. Okay, now we got this part here. I'm not sure what that is, but let's for dry fit that. Let's see how it goes in there. Okay, that looks right. Glob of glue on it. Put that in and spray. And it's done. That is amazing. Very cool. So let me switch cameras here and we'll get a better look at it. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Oh, and see how tall is he? Grab my tape measure here. And he is 12 3/4 inches, 1/8 scale. And I'm going to the top of one of the flames that's coming off his back. So the very highest point on this model is 12 3/4 inches tall. And to the top of his horns on his body, those are around, oh, I don't know, 10.5. But the total model height, like I say, is 12 3/4 inches. Very cool. Let me switch cameras. Top back on my glue. So have you guys printed any of Sanix's models? Have you been checking out his website, or will you? Please let me know down below in the comments. And but yeah, check this out. This is awesome. Really, really cool. Here, let's do it this way. Pretty cool, huh? That's nice. At the end of the video here, I'll take some close-up shots, some pics here. But yeah, this is original fan art by Sanix Warhammer. Very cool. Amazing. And if anybody's wondering about the joints and how it goes together and you see the seams, no, you can't. The way everything is cut and taken apart and you put it together, no, nothing shows anywhere. Everything is perfect. But yeah, amazing. Guess I could use this for a thumbnail. There we go. That'll be my thumbnail. So, yeah. Hope you like it, guys. So, Uniformation GK2 8K resin printer. Now I'm looking at the camera. Is what I printed this on with sunblue gray resin. This model's from Sanix over at sanix3d.com. Please check out his Patreon. If you don't want to join the Patreon, you can buy the models individually when he releases them. And I guess that's about it for this video until I come back and do something else. I work with CNCs, resin, resin printers, lasers, diode lasers. I got a K40, need to buy something bigger, and a lot of 3D printers. And as you can see behind me, I got a ton of 3D prints, and I do this, that, and everything. I've done hundreds of resin models. Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably 100 to 200 resin models. I've been FDM printing for like 6-7 years now. So anyway. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention about this model. On this backpack type thing, it's on his back that I hollowed. If you can see right there, the two torches, I got small drain holes in them, and the back of the skull, there's a hole right there. Now the reason I did that is once I hauled this model and I'm dragging it down the slicer looking at it, I noticed there was a void right there. I don't want that full of uncured resin. It'll be wet and may cause a problem in the model in the future and crack. So I put tiny drain holes in it, that way I could wash it out with IPA. An eyedropper or something would work, and squirt it in there and rinse that out. And then I take my air compressor out in the garage and I blow all those out really well before I put my UV light up to it and try to cure inside there. But that's something you want to do, is whenever you slice something and hollow it, drag the slider down and look at your model and see if you have any areas where there's going to be a big void, where it's open and then it goes closed and open and close again or something like that. You're going to need to put a drain hole or something in it so you don't have that problem. And then if that don't work, then just print that part solid, whatever it may be. It's like his head. I could have put drain holes in the head, but I just done the head solid. I didn't want to mess with drain holes and happen to go over it with a little bit of resin. And then when you seal those up, you can take like an eyedropper or a Q-tip, take a dab of resin, put over the hole, and then take a UV flashlight and cure that. When you first put the resin on it, it will contour down. Cure it like that, then put another drop on it until you get like a little dome, and then cure it, kind of build up the layers. And then once it's cured, you can take a sanding file. I like to use these. I buy off Amazon, like women use on their fingernails, and you can lightly sand up the print and get rid of that, and that'll be 100% after that. That's just a little tip I wanted to throw in there, and that's why I have those holes there on the back. So, oh, and I almost forgot. Here's the mini. Here's a little bitty one. See if we can get that in real close to the camera. I don't think the camera's going to focus on it. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Very cool. Later, guys. Have an awesome day.